Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So today's reading is going to be a little different from the usual. I am branching out. Well, I don't know, I just feel like trying something new. And so what we're doing today is celebrity relationship predictions. I'm really excited about this. And I figured it'd be good for me to just, stretch my tarot muscles a bit and expand. So also, I want to let you guys know that I don't know too much about celebrities' lives as far as just kind of watching them in movies and knowing their birthdays. I don't know why, but I'm really obsessed with knowing tons of people's, all these different people's birthdays. But yeah, so I know a lot of celebrities' birthdays, but I don't really know too much about their personal lives. So as we do the reading, I'm just reading what I see in the cards, and then you guys can correlate it. And it'd be really cool in the comments if you could point out what makes sense or what doesn't. A lot of the stuff I'm going to be reading, I'm going to be trying to do future predictions, so kind of seeing where things are going. So keep that in mind. Also, quick reminder, these are for entertainment purposes only. So let's all try to enjoy them. And, maybe we can even learn something about our own relationships through these. And one last thing, remember to be kind in the comments. And now, without further ado, here we go into the reading. All right, so today's reading, we're doing Prince William and Duchess Catherine. So Prince William and Kate. And I think one of my subscribers made this suggestion to me literally minutes ago. And I was just too excited, I had to film it. So let's see. So we need a card for Prince William. Give me a card to represent Prince William. For Prince William, we have Stingray. And we need a card to represent Kate. We have Golden Egg, wow. I'm also going to pull a Wisdom of the Oracle card to get the main gist of their story together. And we have To the Sea. And I'm going to pull some tarot cards to get kind of where they're coming from, their each individual perspectives as they move towards a closer relationship with each other. Prince William's over here. All right, so let's flip over the cards. We have the Hierophant, Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Emperor, and the Page of Swords. Okay, let's get into the reading. First, we'll start with Prince William over here. He's represented in this relationship as the Stingray. The thing about the Stingray is they are kind of like bottom dwellers, right? So there's also this Stingray in particular has fully aligned chakras, right, down their spine. And so it kind of represents being in flow, or kind of the flow of having a very balanced, aligned self. So this is kind of how he's represented, as more of a balanced figure. Also, stingrays, interestingly enough, I think they sting you when you can, if you step on them or something. So I definitely see this person as having a little bit of a bite to them, even though they seem like they don't necessarily possess a strong backbone. There's something about having a bite or the ability to snap back at attackers or someone, or basically be protective over your sphere, right? I definitely, stingrays are floating along the bottom of the ocean. At least that's how I imagine them, floating along the bottom of the ocean. Very flat, kind of blending in with the groundwork. So I definitely see this person as very grounded and stable. And also, Prince William is a very deep individual. And that's something that Kate really admires about him, I see, is that he's very, very deep, very focused on like the inner depths of his feelings. With Kate over here, we have the golden egg, and this is just showing that she has such a strong sense of empathy. I'm definitely seeing with the golden egg, her heart chakra is very exemplified. In this deck, the golden egg is representative of the heart chakra, and almost like a golden quality almost imbues her, basically. This is really, just jumping ahead real quick, with the Two of Cups, it's definitely seen as a lovely relationship, especially on her end. She's definitely very happy. I think Prince William is too, although there is some struggle on his end in the future with having to deal with responsibilities. But with To the Sea, there's something about like knowing the correct direction to go, or being able to navigate the correct path. Even when you're in an ocean of seemingly endless possibilities, or endless things that could happen, endless things that could either go wrong, or endless things that could go right. It's almost like both of these two, as far as like their relationship is concerned, basically know that anything at any time could happen. And one of the things that they really like about the other person is this person is also like a sense of a compass for them. Something about like a true north, or kind of like a true way forward, basically. Let's get into the progression of their connection, or where they are currently. These cards right here could be their recent past, or kind of situations that are from their past that are being brought into the connection, into the present moment. We see here with the Hierophant card, Prince William is basically kind of like, the Hierophant reminds me of like a spiritual figure, and specifically in this card, this person is laughing, and there's this staircase that is ascending into heaven. There's something about Prince William working on his spiritual side, or working on his ability to become enlightened. Almost in a way ascending mentally or spiritually in kind of like his realm. So he's possibly gone through a lot of spiritual growth in the recent past, or kind of currently. There's kind of some spiritual breakthroughs going on with him. And with Kate over here with the Page of Swords, she is in like a very intellectual phase of her life. So even though her heart chakra is very amplified, she's very loved, and she spreads a lot of loving energy to others, there's something about intellectual work right now. She may be studying, or focused on school, or reading a lot, or thinking of a lot of brilliant ideas. There's something about a lot of intellectual things coming to her, and something about her starting some kind of intellectual project, or in something with intellectual abilities. So she might be studying or reading a lot, or getting really curious about like understanding like how different things work too. The Swords is all about strategy and can indicate political stuff. So I just want to bring that in there, knowing the nature of their connection. She could be reading about different political things and brushing up on her political skills basically at this time, and kind of beginning a new sense of study in that department. Kind of where they're moving towards in the recent future. These are both can be considered present cards, but this is more like recent past, and these two are more like recent future. I definitely see Prince William is saving a lot of money. He's really conserving, and he's really building his wealth. He's not spending too much of it. I definitely see him kind of conserving, and there's something about his inheritance that he's trying to build at this current time. He might be making money moves in the market right now, with how everything is going in the market. He might be strategically placing certain funds in certain places to get the best kind of return. I definitely see he's being more conservative with his money. There's something about holding on to it or preserving it with the Four of Pentacles card. And with Kate over here, I see her in this current position, or in the future, taking a more dominant role in their relationship. Maybe Prince William took more of a dominant role, even though I'm seeing with the Stingray card, it's not as natural for him to play that more of a dominant role. I'm seeing her as taking more of a dominant or more authoritarian role, providing that order and the structure in the relationship at this current time. It's almost like their relationship is going into a phase in the future where he has to kind of buckle down and kind of conserve his energy, because maybe he's maybe running out of it, or basically I'm seeing him as protecting and reserving his energy, whereas I'm seeing her as building the structure and the stability for her and him and the family, basically. Yeah, there's something with this chess piece too. There's something about her building up her sense of strategy right now. Something about being intellectualizing certain things and like really figuring out where she's going to make her next move. And with the Emperor card, I see her as kind of like with this is kind of like the king. And you can even think of this as a queen card, like a queen emperor. So she's coming into more of like her divine masculine energy and kind of that energy of like being able to order her environment. I see in the long-term future with both of them, there's something kind of coming up in the long-term future where she feels very, very secure in this relationship. She is kind of like, this is like her soulmate connection. And even if she's not feeling it right now, or she's not kind of feeling those feelings right now, those feelings that she kind of had in the initial beginning of the relationship are going to return in full force. And she's going to kind of merge with Prince William in a more spiritual union. I definitely see them like sticking together for quite a while. With 10 of Wands though, Prince William, interestingly enough, has to take on a lot of work, a lot of responsibilities, almost kind of like hardships in the family. Like he's pretty much in the long run going to be doing the most work and the most kind of like putting the most effort forward in this connection. It's almost like she's definitely satisfied in the relationship, but he's more focused on the work aspects and is not really seeing the relationship as much as she is, basically. I'm almost seeing her as like the glue that holds the relationship together. Like it's specifically mainly her feelings that are kind of tying them together, basically. But like I said, through all of this with To the Sea, they definitely know how to navigate in areas. And I'm noticing the emptiness of this sea around this woman and her boat right here. And I'm definitely noticing that even though the ocean, especially with the Stingray being an ocean card, even though it's vast and empty and expansive, there's almost like not that much going on. Or I don't want to say there's not much going on. There's just a very high propensity to be able to get lost in this kind of environment or this kind of sea. There's kind of like a lot that could happen at the sea, and you're kind of trying to navigate to find land, right? It's almost like they're on a very long journey together. And with the 10 of Wands here, it represents that on the end of the journey, Prince William is a little worn out, a little kind of stressed or a little tired, but also very strong from all the responsibilities that he's had to endure. So there is definitely a sense of completion, of strength, of coming to the end. And with her, it's interesting because we go and we regress where he's at the 10, a completion card, and she's at the 2. She kind of goes back to the beginning stages of their romance, the beginning stages of their relationship. And in a way, in the end, she's still the one keeping it fresh. She's still the one kind of being like, remember when we first started dating? Remember when we first were together? You know, she's kind of keeping that love alive in the connection. They really can navigate through anything. To the sea, they can navigate through any kind of weather, any kind of situation. It is kind of like this card is making me feel a little lonely. So there is a sense of loneliness to this connection. Almost as if there's not really any kind of like solid kind of grounding type of energy. I'm definitely seeing a lot of like intuitive attributes with Prince William and kind of like being in the depths of his soul and her having such a strong heart chakra. It's interesting. There's a lot of emotion and feeling between both of them, but I'm also sensing like somewhat of an emptiness because of like less rooted or grounded aspects, basically. Okay, I'm gonna pull some more cards just to get like, kind of like, we're gonna get a card for how they express love for one another, what they do for one another. I'm gonna pull one for each of them. And I think we'll wrap that up. I want to keep these kind of quick, these kind of relationship prediction readings kind of quick. I think it's so beautiful, though, that she at the end of their life or that towards the end of their connection and their development as a couple, she has this wonderful ability to bring it back to the beginning and kind of keep the romance alive, keep the romance fresh. When he's kind of like bogged down by a lot of responsibilities, a lot of work ethic, she still provides that support for him. I'm definitely seeing overall, especially with the 2 of Cups in the end position, there's something about this couple having a very strong and long relationship together. Okay, let's get over these. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing this like attracts like card. It says like attracts like, if you long for more love, be more loving. And then Prince William's I pulled was new love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work, prospects, or for spiritual growth. I'm definitely seeing Prince William as more like, in a sense, even though he's very deep and intuitive, I'm definitely seeing him as more of like the provider figure as far as like focusing on the practical stuff. Definitely with Kate, though, it's interesting because like attracts like, she's learning this lesson throughout their entire relationship that the more love she gives, the more love she's going to receive. It's almost like she's realizing she's kind of the epicenter of the love. And we see that again with the heart chakra. She's the one that kind of creates the feelings of love and kinship between them, you know? Like attracts like also shows that she's attracted to him because he's very similar to her. They're both very deep people. They both have kind of like a deeper well of emotion to both of them. With Prince William, I'm seeing new love. It's interesting because I'm seeing it's hard for him to kind of reciprocate this love back, even though he does when she sends it forward. There's not much engagement on his end towards her. I'm seeing this woman and she's kind of reaching out and the stars are kind of flying out from this golden egg person and this person's reaching out to catch them. So there's almost a sense of like catching and receiving this new love and kind of being like uplifted by it a little bit, kind of being energized by it. But also with this specifically saying embrace an opportunity for love in your work, prospects, or for your spiritual growth, there's something going on here with his responsibilities. And like I said, I don't know too much about their relationship outside of just reading cards, you know, and knowing that they're both, I mean, I don't even know if, like, Prince William, I think is a, well, he's the Prince of England, right? Anyway, I'm going to sound ignorant. I'm just going to be quiet right now. Yeah, so basically there's something about his like work prospects or something about his responsibilities kind of like taking hold. And it's definitely like in the near future, it's going to be slightly stressful for him, but her, she's like coming, she's like prepared for this position, right? She's definitely this kind of like where he's taking care of these little practical realities. She's kind of like the strategy behind things in a sense. Like there's a sense of like her with this kind of page of swords, kind of like already prepping, like she already knows what's going to happen. Like she already knows she's going to have to take on this organizational role in the future. And so she's just prepping for it. She's just readying herself. And with him, it's like, and even if she doesn't know, it's almost like she's prepping herself for it anyway. And with him, it's like he has to take on this more conservative approach, kind of this more closed off persona in the near future, just because whether it's with his finances or with his personality, there's something going on with that where she has to kind of more take center stage in the recent future, talking about these two cards right here. Overall, as far as their entire relationship prediction, I see them staying together for quite a while. It's just kind of like, the thing is like if Prince William was with someone who is more like, how do I put this, more receptive, or not receptive, more like wanted like to receive love and didn't think about the exchange of love, it would be a different story, right? Because he's almost a little like, what's it called? He kind of like, it's not that he keeps to himself, it's just that he's kind of like, think of this stingray, like so deep down in the ocean, right? So deep, it's like hard to reach, or they're kind of, stingrays are kind of camouflaged against the sand, right? Even though he's an incredibly balanced person, very balanced, but there's something along the lines of like being hidden a little bit. And so she kind of has to provide the love back and forth. I'm definitely seeing something about him being more, I don't know if stoic is the right word, but he's definitely more kind of like reserved in giving and receiving love, and she's more active in engaging with that. She's the one who kind of builds the relationship. She's the one who's kind of like knows more, maybe more about like psychology or kind of like information of that sort. Very cool. Yeah, as far as like final say on if they're gonna make it or not. Basically, they're definitely really like, I can see this connection lasting a very long time, you know? Even though I see him being a little overburdened by work, I don't even know if that really is going to have too much of an effect on her, because this Two of Cups energy is just so strong and overpowering this Ten of Wands energy. So I definitely see them kind of like staying connected for quite a while. All right, well, I really enjoyed this celebrity reading for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. It's really fun to like hear about other people's relationships because we can also learn something about our own relationships through seeing other people's relationships. Especially if we look up to someone or we kind of have an idea of like that we would make a good connection with a celebrity or something like that. We can kind of get an idea of like what kind of person they are and what kind of things are going on with them. So anyway, I really enjoyed reading for you guys today. If you want to hear about how your own relationship plays out or how your own connection plays out in your own life, if you're curious about a connection in your own life, I have that as an option in my personal readings below in the description box. If it's not there or if the readings are closed, they're probably just closed temporarily. But yeah, feel free to get one if they're open, and I will see you guys in the next pick a card. Bye.